I really love having students teaching students.
Yep, so all high schoolers have autonomous blocks, basically one block where we just have free time to contact with teachers or do homework, projects, whatever academic related. And yeah, so we commit our autonomous block times to work with our teachers for the internship.
For me, the intern's role in my classroom is most important because sometimes students respond better to their peers, or kind of like their peers, than they do to me. And they're more willing to kind of step out and take chances when they see that other students, that these interns, they don't know everything and they're still learning as well. And I think it creates that atmosphere that's okay to, you know, they were once in this class and now look at them, and you know, and they're still learning. But I think that relationship is easier to build between students than it is with me sometimes.
I had Miss Uemura, in both 6th and 7th grade as my science teacher. Having her as my teacher was an amazing experience. So of course I knew working with her would be so much more.
I make them take a very active role as an intern in my class. They don't make copies. They don't laminate for me. They actually have to help develop some of the lessons and labs. This year's group, they have developed 2 or 3 labs already. They have helped when we've been virtual, or we've been doing a lab that can't be done because of COVID concerns. They will do it and record themselves, and then we will use that video of the lab. So it's like the students are seeing it actually happen, even though they don't get to do it themselves. They also have helped develop some of the, I use presentation slides to kind of anchor my lectures and the activities in the labs. And so they've helped in the development of those. And then I will just say, okay, we're gonna start talking about photosynthesis. Why don't you guys see if you can find some really interesting resources that you think that the students would enjoy using to learn about photosynthesis. And then they just take the ball and run with it. So it's been a really good experience.
I'm really interested in, putting myself in the science field in the future. It's nothing decided yet, but I just thought the internship opportunity would be great to further explore and see if it would be a good fit. And it's definitely helpful in the sense that you get to sort of experience a lot of different stuff within the field that you.
Oh, they're the best. Are you kidding me? So middle school students rock, and middle school students are weird, and they are confused about 70% of the time. But I feel like you really start to see the human that they're becoming. You see they're making decisions and choices that are really going to affect them in the long term. And they're starting to get the connection between actions and consequences, and that some actions will have very positive consequences and some will have negative. And so they're starting to maneuver through that minefield, right? And they're just so much fun. You know, once you develop a relationship with middle school students and they start to get your humor, and it makes every day so much fun.
Being a teacher really is, shaping these students to become future leaders in whatever aspect or field they go into.
Some of the learners are very particular. They're perfectionists, and we know that in the world of learning, there is no such thing as perfection. There's always more that you can learn, that you can grow as a learner, you can grow in your knowledge and your skills. And so because of some of the interns that I have, 2 of them were very much like that when they were in 6th and 7th grade. And so I can make that connection for them and say, see, this student that you're working with now, reminds me so much of you. So what advice can you give to them that's going to help them get out of that I have to be perfect, I have to get everything right mode, and kind of take a step into the unknown, challenge themselves?
As a mentor and as a collaborator working with Miss Yu and the other interns that I share the position with, I just gained a lot of necessary life skills throughout this internship experience, and it really shapes me to who I am today. Like I acknowledge my strengths and weaknesses better, and I get to improve as a person. It's really an enriching experience.